So I want to talk to you about the 3 seeds of Wing Chun. Just a 5-minute Kung Fu lesson. It's Bong Sao, Tan Sao, and Fug Sao. They're called the 3 seeds for, really it's just a simple reason. They're the 3 basic hand positions we use starting in Chi Sao. They're also some of the fundamental techniques you learn in Silum Tao right from the beginning. These are also principles that you can apply outside of Wing Chun. Remember that principles can be applied to the human being regardless of style. Techniques may be style specific, but principles go far beyond. Now, simple ideas, okay? Fug Sao, I'm going to back up so you can see this. Fug Sao in the form we practice on the center line. Coming forward, my elbow is inside my ribs. And of course, in the form, we are drawing it out, and then we draw it back in with Wu Sao. So we use this as a position to develop the tendon behind the elbow. But more than that, Fug Sao means hand-on position. Now, that's not really illuminating, but the way we use it, it is a bridging hand position. It's not generally, and I say generally, it's not generally used as an offensive or defensive technique. It can be used as such, but it really depends on the energy that you apply to it. The idea of the Fug Sao is to create a bridging hand. Now we use this hand over position so it crosses over, lays on top. More modernized Chi Sao, we bridge here. The idea is still Fug Sao. I'll come back to that in just a second. Tan Sao. Once again, it's here, the elbow is inside, fingers are more or less on the center line. 135-degree angle. You're going to understand that in Fug Sao, Tan Sao, and in Bong Sao, that you are dealing with a 135-degree angle. 135 degrees, let's demystify it for a second. It's 90 degrees plus 45 degrees. So if this is 90, it's about 135 degrees. The reason that position is used is because there is still some play in the arm. The arm is springy at that point. The arm is strong at that point. Your point of maximum tension in the arm is 90 degrees. When you collapse further, you are going into a different structural mode, and things are entirely different. Same thing when you are at full extension. You are at your weakest of your pulling power. That's where your ability to maintain that structure is its weakest. So the full extension is used only for, fudging, last second energy. So the 135-degree angle is really kind of general optimal structure for a static position. Does this mean that we never alter that? No, by no means. There is some alteration, but I'm keeping this basic. Now lastly, you saw the position briefly. Bong Sao means wing arm. You have a straight line from your elbow to your shoulder. Your shoulder's not shrugged. Don't do this. Shoulders packed down. Elbow's in the same line. Wrist is lower than the elbow. Now, if your elbow is too far out, it's going to be too easy to collapse your arm. If your elbow is too in, it's going to be easy to trap you, cross you over. So you want that 90 degree, the 90 degree is here, here, and here. So you also want to have it extended out to the 135-degree angle. The idea is that about 2 fingers away from your wrist is in line with your nose. Another way to look at it is if you're looking straight ahead, your wrist should be in your peripheral vision. If you're too collapsed, it depends on how good your peripheral vision is, but if you're collapsed, it's going to be much, much closer. If you're too extended out, of course, your structure is going to suffer as well. So the one thing the 3 seeds of Wing Chun have in common is the 135-degree angle. And understand that you should be able to go from here to here to here without changing your elbow too much, without changing that angle at all. You know, going from bong sao to tan sao, if I put a rod here, my wrist should be rotating around it. If I'm going from tan sao to fuk sao, my elbow is not changing. All I'm doing is going from a slightly upward position to a more parallel position. These are stylized options. I've already gone over the 5 minutes, so we're going to cut it off there. Understand though, 3 seeds of Wing Chun: bong sao, tan sao, and fuk sao. Talk to you guys later.